What is going on, guys? So today we're taking a look at the Soul S-Nano. Now this is my full review. I've fully tested these guys and I'm ready to give you my verdict on these. A couple things I'll mention up front. Once you get past all of the really cool color options that are available, you're gonna find a pair of true wireless earbuds that is probably the smallest pair of true wireless earbuds from a case and an earbud perspective that I have ever reviewed. But on a price point side, I believe that these perform well above their class. But before we jump into the details on these, if you don't know who I am, my name is JDubb and I'm here to help you guys make a better tech buying decision. Now, if that sounds cool to you, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you do, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of my latest reviews. Now, with that said, let's check them out. Now, as I mentioned, these are nano, okay? This case is absolutely tiny. Smallest case I think I've ever seen. It's a cube, almost a cube, exactly, but I haven't used anything quite this small before. I'm very surprised that they were able to pack the tech in to this small of a case and still kind of perform on the specification side. So for a full quick tour, we've got a USB-C charging here on the back. You've got one LED indicator to indicate charging and status. You've got a little loop here on the side. They do package them with a little carabiner, so you can pair this with this and then you can hook it on stuff, which is probably really smart because again, with something this small, man, this is gonna get lost between the seats. It's gonna fall out of your bag. It's gonna get lost in the bottom of your bag or your purse. So clipping it to something is a really smart idea. So they thought of that. Comes with a little tag with a little carabiner so you can clip it on stuff because this guy, I have a feeling a lot of people out there may start losing these bad boys. Now, it's a cube style shape, right? It's not a perfect cube, but it's definitely a cube shape. All the sides are well-rounded, which is great. So that definitely puts this in the realm of small pocket friendly. So slipping this into jeans, tight pants, pockets, purses, zipper pouches, whatever, you're gonna be able to slide this guy in and out, which is nice. I always like a nice smooth case, and they did a great job here. Not to mention, obviously, that it's super tiny, so you should have no problem fitting this in any pocket on anything. Really, this is gonna be the one. Now, once you crack open the case and you pull out the earbuds, you're also gonna find that these guys are also super, super tiny. Now, the great thing about these earbuds is that they're tiny, they fit really, really well into your earbud. And they've done a great job with the engineering here, so where the silicone ear tip blocks the background noise, right? You get a really, really good seal. This is a great sealing pair of earbuds. I'll just throw that out there. But then the way that they kind of curved them into your ear, I find that you get a secondary seal just from the way that they kind of close the ear inside here, right? So they get a really, really good tight seal and they block out a lot of background noise. Now, they're also, because of that, very, very comfortable. I have had zero ear fatigue during all of my testing with these, listening to these guys for hours and hours and hours a day. So they're very comfortable in that way. And they're super low profile. So on me right now, when I'm looking at the camera, you can't even see them in my ears. Granted, I have big fat cheeks and a big old dome, but I think for most people, they don't stick out very far at all. They kind of sit flush in your ear and they're super compact. So very discreet, super compact. You're probably gonna look like that guy at the store in the milk aisle who's talking to himself when you're on a phone call, but that's what it is. These guys are really nice, really compact, and I like the way that they kind of do all of that. They fit, comfortable, discreet, good to go. So now the first concern that you probably have that I definitely had was battery life, right? Because battery life is one of the trickiest things when it comes to earbuds. Size typically matters when I found, right? That across the board, I usually find a bigger, chunkier pair of earbuds tends to have a larger battery in there, which gives you better battery performance. Now on these guys, you would expect a pretty low battery life ability here. Now they get 5.5 hours on a single charge. That stacks up pretty well in comparison to some much larger earbuds in general. So how they got it in there, how they kind of shoehorned that, I'm not really sure. They did a great job with the engineering there. 5.5 hours, while not being the best battery life you should expect from a pair of true wireless earbuds, for something this small and this compact, that is a stellar performance in my opinion. I think that is a fantastic number. 5.5 hours of battery life on these little earbuds is great. Now, testing wise, they did a great job. I was able to get almost dead on 5.5 hours every single time I tested them, from dead to full, charging them up, running them for a full 5.5 hour stretch. Turning the volume down a little bit, I noticed did affect it a little bit, and I was able to sometimes bump over that when I was listening to music kind of at a moderate level. So 5.5 hours, definitely solid, great performance when it comes to size. Now, with that said, adding the case on here, the case and the earbuds total, you get 24 hours of battery life on a single charge of this entire unit system. So that does pretty well. That's gonna get you, so sticking your earbuds in this guy, plugging these in on USB-C, getting them fully charged out the door, you've got a full 24 hours of listening time using the case to charge them up throughout the day. That equates to, I mean, no one's listening to music for literally 24 hours. On my normal listening activity, this is gonna last me a couple days of listening time. So that's a great performance. Again, the size is hard to beat. And when you're seeing the 24 hours of battery life with the case, and you're seeing 5.5 hours of battery life on a single charge of the earbuds, overall, very, very pleased with the battery life. So it's great. So to round out the feature set, you do have Bluetooth 5.0 and you have an IPX5 rating. So these are gonna be water resistant. So rain, some sweat if you're working out at the gym, these are great. I would say these are a great pair of gym earbuds. These can fit in your gym pants. You can throw them in your gym bag and they're not gonna take up any space at all. So I would say water resistancy, sweat, light rain, things like that, you're good to go. Definitely don't submerge these. Don't wash these off under running water. Don't go swimming with them. Don't wear them in the shower. But for light water, a little bit of sweat, you're gonna be good to go for sure. Now, once you get these guys in, the first thing I wanna talk about is the microphone quality. Microphone quality is okay. I was not overly impressed with that. People on the other side weren't overly impressed. And then mostly that's due in part because they're so far from your mouth and they're kind of tucked in your ear. So if you're looking to do a lot of phone calls with these guys and really have clear communication, I wouldn't recommend these in that respect. Now, because at the end of the day, the closer to your mouth you can get, the better. With them so tucked into my ear, I feel like they're really, really having a hard time trying to get that sound. Now, don't get me wrong, it works. You can definitely make phone calls with these. People are gonna be able to hear you. It's gonna work out for you in the long run, but they're not gonna be the best. So if that's one of your main use cases, yeah, you're gonna have to decide on that one. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about the surprise feature that I kind of came across. I was very excited to find that these have a transparency mode. So again, going back to the gym use case or the activity outdoor, bike rides, skateboarding, out and about kind of thing, transparency mode on this is a fantastic addition. And to me, it was a surprise because transparency mode, that mode where you can hear background noise even into the earbuds when you activate it, that's what transparency mode is. Typically, that comes along with active noise canceling pairs of earbuds. Now, these don't have active noise cancellation, so they're not gonna block out any background noise, but I don't think you need it. If you get the right seal, you're good to go. Again, these are a good seal pair of earbuds, so keep that in mind. It's just interesting to see that they added that without having active noise cancellation. So it was a really nice feature. If you use transparency mode, this is a great little pair of earbuds. It was a great feature to find on these guys, and it definitely adds to the level of feature set to these earbuds. So transparency mode is awesome to find, and it actually works pretty darn well. The microphones that I said had a hard time picking up your voice definitely had to do a great job of picking up the ambient noise and bringing them in to the earbuds. So transparency mode, surprise feature, and it works really well. So now let's talk about sound quality. Now this is where I feel like these earbuds are performing above their class. Bass response is fantastic. These guys do really, really well with their bass. Now it's not that chunky, overpowering kind of thrumming, just where the earbuds just throw bass at you just to be bassy, right? This is a sophisticated bass. I was really happy with the bass response. Listening to all of my testing playlists, it was present, it was strong, it picked up those deep subnotes in a lot of the genres that I listen to. So guys, if you're looking for a pair of earbuds that has just really quality bass response, these tiny little guys are surprisingly well played in that area. Mids and high response, mids were fine. I wasn't overly impressed with the mid-range, mostly because I think they kinda mixed a little bit with the bass side of things, but not in an overly bad way. I wasn't lacking anything in my listening session. So again, they did pretty well there. Highs, nice and crispy, really sharp, very happy with that. So overall, it's a great little sound signature. Again, for a pair of earbuds that obviously to keep a battery in there and the driver has to be, it's not the biggest driver in the world. And they did a great job with the tuning here. So Soul is definitely crushing it with the Nanos on sound quality as well. So now that I've sung the praise of these earbuds, is there anything that I don't really like? Well, I think the first one that we kind of mentioned already is the microphones and the call quality, right? Not the best on the block. The only other thing that I think that I would have liked to see more, and I don't think this is necessarily a negative. This is more of just a personal preference and probably really comes down to an engineering issue, is the battery life. I would love to see these, even if they had to squeeze in a little bit more size, right? They're really compact now. Make them just like a little bit less compact, not a ton, but enough to get a bigger battery in there. Push these guys up to maybe 7 hours of battery life on a single charge would have been pretty awesome to see. Again, that's not a negative, that's not knocking these in any way. I would just like to see that brought up a little bit more, and I would be willing, in my personal opinion, I'd be willing to sacrifice a little bit more size on the earbuds to get that. So again, it's not a negative, definitely a personal preference, but I would love to see just a little bit more battery life in there. But 5.5 hours at the end of the day is still a great performance for the compact size. Now, at the time of making this video, these guys come in at $60 on Amazon, which in my opinion, again, with all the things considered with transparency mode, the tuning of the audio quality, the battery life, the compact size, I think this is a pair that could be priced higher than that, right? Coming in at 60 bucks, I think these are a 75, 80, could even be, I would almost be willing in the right circumstances to spend $100 for a pair of earbuds like this, right? For the functionality, if it was checking all the boxes, this would definitely be a solid pair of earbuds, even at 100 bucks. But coming in at $60, like I said, I definitely think this is a pair of true wireless earbuds that is performing above its class. With that transparency mode especially, that's a great feature to see here. So, and again, you've got lots of color options. There's a ton of color options on Amazon. And again, the pricing could be different. Use the link down in the description below. Always head over there, check out the most recent pricing, because the video, this video comes out, the price changes. The other thing to check is sometimes I get discount codes from manufacturers to offer to you guys. Always look down in the description below before you go anywhere else to see if I've got a code listed down there. Save yourself some money. But guys, that's what I think of the Soul S-Nanos. But as usual, I'm curious to hear what you guys think. Do you think this is a $60 pair of earbuds? Is it worth more? If you're using them right now, I would love to hear your guys' feedback. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, hit me up down in the comment section below. I try to reply to as many comments as I possibly can. But as usual, guys, that is it for me, and I will see you in the next review.